Today I have two unboxings in one video. Today I have the Linksys EA8500 Wi-Fi. This is a 802.11 AC Wi-Fi router. I'll show you all the contents. I am also unboxing this adapter. It's for my desktop PC. This is the Linksys WUSB6300. It actually also has 802.11 AC. This is band at 1200 megahertz, where this one will be around 1733, rather 1733 megahertz. Sorry about that. So let's get to this first unboxing. Let me show you what this one is all about. Alright, so right now I'm actually going to unbox the Linksys WUSB6300. Like I mentioned, it is going to have Linksys, well actually it's going to have AC 1200. It is wireless AC. It uses USB 3.0. Now here's the descriptions. I'm going to read it to you. So right here you'll have up to N300. That means you're going to have 300 megabytes per second on the N network, and you're going to have 867 megabytes per second on the AC network. This one says you have ultimate range. It means you have enough range to actually get the signal from the router to the, or actually from your network to the router to transport into your PC. Now this will also work with laptops, desktops, and any other thing, any device that has USB 2.0 or USB 3.0, and that's where this information comes in. So that means if you got a USB 2.0 port and USB 3.0, you should be good to go. But if you got USB 3.0, you'll have better bandwidth, data transfer, I should say, than USB 2.0. So keep that in mind. If you got USB 3.0, it's much more better. But you will not sacrifice any bandwidth or anything that much except just data transfer. You have advanced security, where it's like more like a firewall, pretty much, like that's on the, it's like a firewall that's in this adapter, and it's a 1, 2, 3 setup, only 3 steps to install and set this thing up. On the side here, it gives you all the information that you possibly need to know. But possibly you want to know, like, some of the things they have. The accessories they have is like a dual band, wireless access point, I believe. No, wireless AC adapter, USB adapter, and Linksys accessories that are listed here that you could purchase for this to work with it, and one of them happens to be that router I just showed before. Now let's go to the top portion. It just says Linksys here, AC 1200, and on the side, really not much to say about itself. And here's the back side. The back actually is pretty much giving you all the information. Some of them happen to be in the front. That's just on the back. It shows that if you got a laptop, it's showing a laptop here, but you could also use it on a desktop computer as well. It says PC, laptop, and I believe that's the router. So that's, like, as an example, that's an older model router. So same information from the front, but more details are right here, where you could possibly want to read if you want to. Now the bottom portion is basically nothing more. It's just about the information right here that tells you, like, let me tell you what it's actually compatible to. It is compatible with PC. You need a CD or DVD, so that's just pretty much standard. Like I said, USB 2.0 or USB 3.0 port. You get like a quick start guide in here. It is, however, compatible with Windows 8 and 8.1. So as you can see here, it says Windows 8 compatible, and that's pretty much it. You got that logo there. So 8 compatible. It also works with Windows 8.1 as well. Now, if you got Windows 10, since it came out in July, you may want to head over to the Linksys support site, where you can actually find the most latest setup guide and setup software. You may want to head over there to see if they have a Windows 10 version. But if they don't, I guess you could use this in compatibility mode in Windows 10 and install it with no problems. But for driver reasons, you may want to actually head over there to see if there's any firmware updates for it to make it compatible with Windows 10. Alright, so let's get into the unboxing. So let me get my box opener here. I'm going to do an incision right here. I think that should be it. Okay. When you open this, you want to open it from the side here. A little flap right here you want to pull out. There's pretty much nothing in the box. Here's the software. This it says start here, so it gives you information what you want to do. Here's this CD that they pretty much put in a bag, I guess to protect it pretty much from scratches and stuff. So that's where you want to literally start off. Here's the adapter. There's nothing else here. The adapter right here, as you can tell, has this plastic on there. I'll try to remove that if I can. Okay. It's got a matte finish at the top here. Here's your USB adapter head here. So USB 3.0 there. All the information barcode back there, which I won't show. Now right here you have the antenna status LED light. You have the refresh, the WPS light here, and the Linksys branding. Right on the side here, you have the WPS refresh button right there. Pretty much nothing on the right side, or at least left side here. And that's pretty much it's recommended to connect the antennas. This one. Now the information in the front is subtle, but it's going to tell you what the solutions that this router is actually great for. If you got a PS3 or streaming device that streams in 1080p or 4K, this should be great to handle. So if you are on Netflix and some movies are in 4K, they recommend higher bandwidth. And higher bandwidth also comes in with the processor that's inside the router itself. Now you also need your service provider, but that's a different story. But you need to have a great high-class router like this one. Now if you got an iPhone 6, iPhone 6s or Plus, and Android devices, and you're streaming onto those devices all the time, this will do it. For example, the iPhone 6 is got an 800 to 111 AC. It does not have this feature, however, which is called MU-MIMO. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right, but it's MU-MIMO. Sorry, MU-MIMO technology. And I'll explain that to you. I believe it describes it in the back. If you got a gaming console or PC playing games on your PC, or even like a Surface Pro, this could be beneficial to get better bandwidth and lesser lags on those devices. So like I said, here says breakthrough MU-MIMO technology. It's for 3 times faster Wi-Fi on each and every device. Now the processor is in here that's made by Qualcomm. It is a 1.4 gigahertz Qualcomm processor. So 1.4 gigahertz dual core 1.4 gigahertz processor. So let's put it this way. This one, and over here is just a little tag that tells you, says celebrating 100 million routers sold. That is a lot of routers, I would say. After years. I have been using Linksys for a while, and I believe that they're one of the reliable ones. There's other reliable ones like ASUS and Netgear, but this is one of the best in class. Let me unbox this and let me show you what's literally it says here more clear, because this shrink wrap line here does not allow us to see more clear. So stay with me. Alright, so I took off the shrink wrap to make it easier for me to read and for everybody to actually see this side of the box. It talks about the MU-MIMO. Multiple users can enjoy multiple devices without lag or buffering. It talks about the dual band 5 gigahertz and 2.4 gigahertz. That's actually standard on all modern day routers. 2 independent dedicated Wi-Fi bands delivering combined speeds up to 2.53 gigahertz per second. USB 3.0 port, connect external storage devices or printers and share across your network at speeds 10 times faster than USB 2.0. So you got that feature. That's one of the good features. So that's great if you got a USB 3.0 flash drive you want to connect to it for temporary purposes, or external hard drive that uses that feature. Now, if you happen to have a USB 3.1, whenever those hard drives do come out, it is going to work with this because it's backwards compatible to USB 3.0 and 2.0. Here's the eSATA USB port. So add external storage with data transfer speeds up to 3 gigabits per second on the eSATA, and on the USB 2.0 portion you're gonna get 480 megabits per second. You got a dual core processor, like I mentioned before, in the front of the box at 1.4 gigahertz dual core processor for extremely fast data transfer speeds. You got 4 antennas, so that's self-explanatory. 4x4 AC antennas for better reception. You get beamforming technology that actually comes with the antenna technology that they picked up here. At least that's what they're saying. It does have internal antennas, but these external antennas will actually help it to expand the 800 to 111 AC standard more wide and more better performing. So that's where the beamforming technology comes in. You got 4 adjustable antennas, like I mentioned before. If you got iOS or Android device, you could go and download the free Linksys app. It will help you to even update your router's firmware. So let's say you're not at home and you're somewhere like in the office or at work somewhere, and you just want to check on your router for a sec and see what devices have connected, and you just want to check and see if there's a firmware update. You can actually update the firmware right from there. All you have to make sure that your router is connected to your modem, your service provider's modem, or your own personal modem, and be able to update the firmware whenever you want. Over here also gives you some labels here that tells you that it's compatible with Windows 7, Windows 8, and Macintosh computers. On the underside here, it talks about that it's compatible with everything else. It's gonna be a little hard for me to show you here. So I would want you to start reading that if you want to pause the video so we could go on to the unboxing. Alright, so let's get into the unboxing right now. So you open this up. The first thing you're obviously gonna see is the quick start guide. It's gonna tell you how to set it up, how to connect the antennas. Now this thing right here is gonna give you a key, by the way. It's not a permanent key, but it's just the key that's actually in there. It comes with all Linksy's, so I'm just gonna cover it at the time being for basically everything at this moment. On the back side, it just gives you a small space here to write things. 2.4 gigahertz network name SSID. You could write them in here if you want to, and other information as well. You get the setup CD. Now, this is good until Windows 8.1. Again, like I said, with the WUSB6300 Wi-Fi adapter, I would recommend going to the Linksys website to download the latest version. If you got Windows 10, I recommend going to the Linksys support site to get that Windows 10 compatible version of the setup guide, because it may also have drivers in there. Now this CD, like before I forget, it's actually also gonna contain the quick start guide and the electronic manual inside the CD. So don't just throw it away. You can keep it for resource if you want to. But it's good for anybody that actually has Windows 8.1. So here's the router. I'm gonna set this to the side for the time being. Show you what else is in the box. So you get 4 antennas here. Let me open one so I can show you what it looks like. If I could actually open it. So here's the antenna. This is where you connect it. It's got the Linksys branding here, and even on this side too. Inside this compartment right here, get a Ethernet cable. I don't know if that's Cat 5e or is it Cat 6. I'm not entirely sure, but it's the same blue cables that you normally get with Linksys. And this pretty big power power brick, if I should say. Well, you kind of need this heftier power brick because this is a more heftier router. So, and this is where you literally connect it. They do not give you a Velcro strip, of course. Yeah, if you buy Velcro strips, you could tie this down because this is going to be pretty long. And nothing else in the box. Yeah, I don't want to take this apart. So there's nothing else in the box at the time being. So let's go to the router. The router will come on top of this. It will come in this protective case here. Let me take this off. You got some tape here to protect this glossy finish right here. It's got this opening right here, the ventilation. It's got the Linksys branding right here. Tells you the model EA8500. The front side, some more ventilation. Side, here's one of the antennas. Here are the other two antennas right over here. Here's the other antenna on this side. Now here are the ports over here. You got your WAN port. You got 4 Ethernet gigabit ports right here. You get your, believe that's, oh, here's your eSATA combo with USB 2.0 right here. Your USB 3, even though it says USB 1 over here, but it's USB 3. And along this side, you got your power switch. Over here you got your, and let's see if I could see it. You get your reset button right here. Your refresh WPS refresh button here, and this is to turn off the LED lights if you are not if the LED lights are bothering you in some way. You would just push that button and it will disable the LED lights. Pretty much some information at the bottom, ventilation at the bottom. That's pretty much it. I'm going to show you what it looks like when you connect the antennas. Alright, so this is what it looks like when you have the antennas hooked up. Just do keep in mind that when you hook up these antennas, you screw these in by hand, and make sure that these antennas, they'll obviously be in this position. Make sure this area is obviously here, so I can bring it up more better. It can move, like I mentioned, in the from the box, so it's beamforming. You could adjust it to any position you happen to like. That's what it looks like from the back. This is also DC, I forgot to say that. And that's what it looks like. And I hope you comment and subscribe, please. I have other things to push out. I'm also going to push out also the new Google Chromecast Generation 2. And stay tuned for that. So please subscribe, comment, and thumbs up.